Hi, welcome to Spirit Techniques Question of the Week. My name is Coach Shauna, and I decided to record this audio because I want to make sure that if you have a busy, hectic life, you can make space to hear and listen to the question of the week each week, whether you're at the gym, you're driving your car, or maybe you're at a practice. This will give you something to listen to that hopefully can help you through your youth activities experience. So let's jump right in. This week's question of the week is: do you offer gymnastics, do you offer competitive gymnastics or cheerleading? Please note, I'm reading this. I may go off script, so y'all may get a little bit more energy or a little bit more information if you're listening, just because what's more fun than getting to know me? And I hope that you all will comment and post at the bottom and share so that I can get to know you. I really want to make this an interactive experience for you all and be helpful. And so, again, let's jump in. Hi, my name is Coach Shauna. I am the owner of Spirit Technique. I've noticed that we get a lot of repeating questions when we speak to parents. Though we definitely don't mind answering them, since it does give us the opportunity to get to know you, I wanted to answer some of those questions during in our Question of the Week blog. My hope is that this will allow us to spend more time getting to know you as part of the Spirit Technique Village. Wink, smile. Let's jump in. This week's question of the week is: do you offer competitive gymnastics and cheerleading? Yes. Yes, we do offer competitive gymnastics and cheerleading at Spirit Technique. But pump your brakes, boo. Ma'am, are you really ready to make a commitment to cheer or gymnastics programs with an organization you have never been to? Let's make better decisions. Spirit Technique offers a trial as a first step to considering all of our competitive programs. Why? Well, everyone ain't for everyone. And though we welcome everyone, we know that we may not be the best fit for everyone. I like to think of us as the HBCU of gyms here in Memphis. And if you've ever been to an HBCU, you know that you have the jocks, you have the what we'll label as the nerds, but the future CEOs of America. You have the fashionistas. You have, so many other groups of individuals. And though they all mesh together well, sometimes it's just not a great fit for someone, right? So whether it's HBCU or PWI, predominantly white institution, we just really don't know, right? So it's important that just like you will have, or you may have your child look at different schools or different technical schools, different universities, I think it's really important to start practicing that when you're looking at youth programs. But I diverge, right? So during our trial, we want to make sure that we are given the opportunity to get to know you, your child, and your extended village, and vice versa, that you're really getting to know us. Yes, we're a little nosy, but we really want to make sure that we protect the village. And as the leader of the village, I'm going to always put that first. So if I know that an individual is not a great fit for us, I'm going to let that individual know, hey, a great example might be that the child actually just wants to play saxophone. Hey mom, all they talk about is saxophone while they're here. I think that it might be a better idea to see if we can find someone who can do private lessons for them. We want your child in the long run to be happy and passionate about what they're doing. We also want to make sure that we align with your core values, your intentions for your child, how you're raising your child, how you want them encouraged, how you want them supported, so that you really are feeling that you're able to infuse yourself into the gym. We really want to make sure you're a part of the village. So, what does this have to do with our competitive programs? Through our Cheer 101 recreational class, your child will get the opportunity to learn about cheerleading. Most people don't even know that there are many different types of cheerleading. You have stomp and shake, traditional, competitive, sideline, acro, and tumbling. That's just to name a few. But your child may have seen one version of cheer, and when they come in, they're not expecting like what we do. So the trial really ensures that what they thought they wanted to do is what they get to do, and that they enjoy doing that thing. Or what they thought they were going to do, they level up that experience through the Cheer 101 class, and they're even more passionate about the opportunity. We want to make sure that your child and you are aware of Spirit Techniques' approach to cheerleading and training. Why? Well, ma'am, I've been with organizations where parents don't even want their kids to compete because they don't want them to be stressed out. I've got to be honest, that does not align with our goals or our culture at Spirit Technique. Our littles want to compete. I don't get it, boo. Life is what it is. There will always be challenges. We want to develop grit in our athletes. We want to develop grit in your children. We want them to be able to prosper through, we want them to be able to push through. We want them to have determination. And if they are not facing some obstacle in a safe environment, I'm not really sure how we can ensure that they have safe places to practice those skills. So determination, pushing through, not giving up. We just really want to give them the opportunity to know that a failure is not a failure backwards. It's always a failure forward. And there's something that you can learn, and there's muscles and energy that can be strengthened if you have those challenges that really do push you through. So, when our littles in our competitive cheer program are practicing 4 counts for 15 minutes, and I mean 1, 2, 3, stop 4, when they're practicing that, they understand that we're practicing that to make sure everyone's on the right count, their arms are tight, their energy is being served to the judges, that they are going to go out and represent themselves, their family, their community, and the gym well because they have been giving 100% in practice. If your child says, I don't want to do that, ma, and you've already signed a 6 months to a year competitive cheer agreement, you essentially are losing out on one, the experience you thought you were about to have with your child, right? So that's probably the most disappointing aspect. We've had parents who sign their kids up, they don't even talk to their child about it. They come in the door and the child's like, what the heck? I don't want to do this. I want to play soccer. And I'm sitting here like, sign her up for soccer. That's what she really wants to do. I don't know what to tell you. In those cases, now you're heartbroken because maybe you were really excited about, watching her through this journey, and you're having to recalibrate. And we really don't want that. We want to learn those things during the trial so that you can say, yep, she's always talking about cheerleading. She never shuts up. She gets up and she's tumbling across or doing jumps in the living room, blocking me watching the TV. Like, that's the energy that we want you to experience so that you know that your child is all in and you're not pushing them, but you're following their lead on their journey to whatever their greatness is. So, what about competitive gymnastics? Like competitive cheer, we want to make sure that your little understands what Simone, Gabby, and Jordan have had to go through to be at the level that they're at. So often they think, oh, I taught myself a cartwheel. I taught myself a handstand. I taught myself a roll. I definitely can triple flip twist. That's not a problem. What they don't realize is that there's a core to gymnastics that really starts with shapes. Yep. Shapes, and more shapes. Boo, can I get a shape? So I am extremely passionate about making sure that our children understand the importance of shapes because that is the fundamental foundation of gymnastics. In some cases, parents don't understand why we will work on a shape so long. A great example is we have literally been working on handstands in different stations for the last 2 weeks in our back bend, cartwheel, and kickover class. And the reason why is because there are multiple versions of handstands within walkovers, back handsprings, cartwheels, round-offs, where they're in a handstand and they're either in straight body, arch body, or hollow body. And if the children don't understand those shapes before they get inverted or upside down, it makes it really difficult for them really to understand, like, okay, what this coach trying to want me to do? I know she said tuck something, but what? How? When? And so we really want to drive that home for them so that they really understand the importance of why we do something a certain way and how it helps them, how it makes things better. We want to make sure that the style of gymnastics that they're interested is what we offer at Spirit Technique, because we do power tumbling and trampoline. Most of our athletes, I'll be honest, they've come to us from ballet. They come in telling us, I ain't interested. I'm not interested in classical music. I'm not interested in pointing my toes. I'm not interested. So we know that they're more likely going to be a better fit for us because we want to move fast paced, and not fast paced in the education or speeding through the skills, but fast paced in once you have a skill, we're going to power that skill. Like, it's going to be fun and energetic and fast because the momentum is going to pick up as you can continue to go through. And so that energy that we want to have within our building, in our space, that energy and that excitement is different than the calm and poised, but still exciting and beautiful energy of ballet. So similar to cheer, a lot of parents think, oh, there's only one type of gymnastics, and there's not. There's artistic, power tumbling, trampoline, and then you have traditional, which focuses on floor, vault, beam, and bar. And we just want to make sure when your child comes in that what we have to offer, power tumbling and trampoline, as they progress through, is what they really want to commit to. With that being said, we start with traditional. We use those elements to build strength and shaping, but we don't compete it. And that's just our truth. And we can recommend a million great gyms. I won't say a million, but some great gyms in this area that are able to support your child through that journey. But who's to say that power tumbling and trampoline isn't your child's sweet spot? Unlike our competitive cheer program, where everyone makes a team, our competitive gymnastics program is invite only. I hear you, boo. You probably asking Coach Anna, why does gymnastics have to be invite only? Well, boo, let me be honest. Yeah, it's a lot harder to get somebody excited individually than it is a team. So let's say for our cheer program, your child comes in and they're kind of half in, half out, and they meet a friend on the cheerleading team. And that's their new back spot or their new base or even their new flyer, right? This person becomes their bestie. They love coming to practice because they look forward to the people that they're going to engage with and the partnerships and the teamwork and all of those aspects of cheer. In gymnastics, it's like track. Yes, there's a team, and yes, there's bonds, and yes, they're still going to have people that they look forward to seeing. But the reality of the matter is how good they do is all up to them. So if they're not all in at a 10 from the jump, it's going to be really challenging for them to motivate themselves. It's going to be really challenging for coaches or even parents to motivate them. And so for that reason, we want to make sure that you're not just walking in and signing up and your child is not really engaged. Like, you're not showing up to practice. They're not giving 100% at practice. They're not asking questions. They're not practicing at home. These are all things that we know can degrade the experience that the child has, the experience of the overall competitive program, the experience of you as a parent. And we just don't want those things. One of the things I've noticed, if I said a million ums, and it becomes a distraction to me when I am listening to podcasts. So I'm going to apologize right now for the 5711 ums that I've said. And hopefully, as you're listening, the content is just so amazing, right? That you can surpass the ums. And as I continue to go through, I can really draw from the information that's being provided. And I promise, as we keep going, the ums will disappear. But this is the first one. So it's a little rough, boo. It's a little rough out here on these recording streets. With that being said, what we do want is committed families. When you do the trial and become a member, we are about to learn if your commitment level aligns with what is needed. We are able to learn if your commitment level aligns with what is needed to be a successful competitive gymnast. We look at if you arrive on time, do you come to most of your practices, do you miss class, did your family engage with staff and other village members, is your child giving 100%? This is not equal to them being talented. The fact is, when we train an athlete, they could have no skill, because at the end of the day, them having no skill just gives us a blank sheet. And I love that type of athlete. I can help them grow to their highest level versus an athlete who's gifted but lazy. And we all know somebody like that. Like, they are just amazingly gifted, but they are not necessarily lazy, but maybe they have trouble committing to things. Maybe they like to change things up very often. And so the result of that is they're not present for very long times within activities. When we are considering members for our competitive team, we are considering members that will add to the culture that we currently have, not take from it. But we're not here just for the social media photo ops. We are here to put in this work to help our littles learn what it is to set crazy goals and break them down to achievable accomplishments. So now you know a little bit about Spirit Techniques competitive program, our cheer program, and our gymnastics program. I want to hear all the questions you have, whether they're questions that you that have popped up as you're listening to this or reading through the article, or they're questions that you have just because you're still on that journey with your child of finding their thing. Please feel free to post your comments below in the or send us an email at support@spirittechnique.net, and we will be glad to answer your questions within our question of the week. Thank you so much for listening, and as always, don't get mad, get better. Take care.